Hear me? Got another reading for you, Trump related. Um, it was supposed to be a uh, Pompeo Sondland reading, Pompeo Congress Sondland. But, when I work with my Sibyllists, sometimes they want to tell me different stories, which confuses me when, because my readings are so detailed. And it sometimes helps for me to have to separate significators, who the people are, so that I can at least know who the energy belongs to. But this particular reading shifts so much that even though I gave it parameters, I don't feel it kept those parameters. So it's kind of all over the place, and I'm trying to guess who the energy belongs to. And it was very, very confusing to sort through. And but I've done the work, so I'm going to present it to you. All right, this was laid, and was going to present it to you yesterday, but I didn't have time. So it was laid on the 8th of October. Today is the 9th, Wednesday the 9th. So, okay, I'm just trying to get my board set up so you can see all the cards. So there's really there's 3 rows here, actually 4 rows here, but you're just seeing now the first 2 rows, and I'll move the camera down in a minute. Before I get started, just to let you know, I do need your support, guys, here on Soulight Hypnotherapy to keep the channel going. Um, the channel just seems to be dying in terms of viewers and subscribers, and I don't know why that is. I think that I offer you really good information, and I do my very best I've read over these readings. So, I'm giving you the best that I can give you, and I want to keep the channel alive. But I do need your support, so please join me on Patreon, or you can donate to the channel. Make sure to hit the like button. That helps promote the video and get more visibility on YouTube. Share my videos with your friends. I am asking for your help because I really do want to keep this channel going, but it's got to be worth it. So make it worth it, worth my while too. I hope that I'm making it worth your while. I'm trying to present you with detailed readings, informative readings, to the best of my ability, and also present to you the wonders and the beauty of tarot and Sibylla that I find so fascinating. So I'm trying to bring you all of that, and that's just my purpose. So that being said, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get started. So the first card out, we have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles here, using my 12 Chairs deck, as describing, supposed to describe Pompeo. But again, this reading got ran roughshod on me. It's going a different direction. So I'm reading it from Pompeo's perspective, but it could be other people. First of all, Three of Pentacles can represent 3 people, can represent a party of people. In a political reading, can represent a political party. In this case, the Republican Party, right? Because it's on Pompeo's side, most likely his party. There's cooperation is the theme and the core meaning of this card, cooperation amongst parties involved. Um, there is in the center card. In the challenge position, Congress is challenged to get information. They want help, they want support, they want evidence, 6 Pentacles. They want cooperation. I think there's cooperation here, but it's not with Congress. It's amongst themselves. There's secret meetings here. Um, Stanza is clarifying the card, which means the room. And this talks about secret meetings, secret intimate conversations, private conversations, classified information. It's clarifying that there was a call that Pompeo was involved with, cooperated with, right? A private call that included the president. And this leader here, this can represent a president, um, as a very smart man, a politician, a lawyer, a learned man, a scholar, someone who's very wise, intellectual work, a detailed work. Um, I'm feeling that this is also representing a vice president energy as well. So it could be Biden, could be Pence. Um, no, let me get back to this stanza. And I said this is going to be a part one and a part two. Part two is going to be only on my Patreon, guys. So if that deters you right now, you didn't want to get into the reading, even though I will give you lots of information in part one, I guess you can leave now, or just continue listening on. Like I said, you'll get a lot of information in part one. And it's just going to be a longer video. And part two is just going to be on my Patreon. If you want access to, but you don't want to become a Patreon subscriber, you can donate $5 or more to the channel today, or tomorrow or anytime. Just put a little memo in the PayPal box that you want a link to this part two video, and I'll make sure that you get it as my thank you for your support. Back to stanza. Um, I do feel that Pompeo was in on some private top secret calls with the leader, with this president. And there's more of a complete transcript available as well. And I think that there's even another call or several calls containing even more evidence to the like. Right now, there are meetings and secret meetings on different levels involving different people. Some meetings involve staying unified, to listen, to cooperate, to stay a team, and to follow the leader's plan, to stay on script, right? There's a script being written even now as we speak, and there's some conversations that are asking for give me what I need so that I can create a case that will help me and help him. Okay, there's a conversation like that too. Um, it's all generally in the past, but it also could be present stuff that's happening now at the same time too. Probably Pompeo is the leader of a lot of these meetings or conversations, right? A ringleader. There is a consensus amongst them, meaning Pompeo, the Republican Party, White House administrators, people involved in these calls, to act in a certain way, to say certain things, to stick to a rehearsed story or script. And on another level, like I said, this may be um, uh, involve um, Trump and Pompeo and others in these calls. And maybe even they're like trying to prepare and get on the same page. Um, I feel like Pompeo, Barr, Trump, they think it's worth it. The Republican Party, they all think it's worth it to keep trying to achieve their goal to work with Trump. They think that they're doing a good job, they're getting a lot done. Three of Pentacles is someone who's doing a good job, is getting a lot done. They think that it's worth it. Um, Three of Pentacles for me can also represent on deeper levels, not deeper levels, but more nuanced levels. Um, Three of Pentacles can represent a program, a show, an actress or actor, a script, a craft or crafting of energy. I don't know where I'm going with this and why, but I do see porn star here. This is something very dirty and corrupt. When the peacock is reversed, it's very dirty, very corrupt. It's Satan. It's nasty energy. It's vile. It's white supremacy. It's vanity. It's pride and ego through the roof. Upright, it's very, invincible and good and positive. It's God energy. It's shield and protection. Here, there's failure to protect. That's in the center of the reading, but I'm getting off track. I was talking about this Three of Pentacles, which can stand for a program, a committee, a meeting, an interview, something that happens in private, and an affair here because it's next to the stanza card. Something that's private and kept secret, top secret. So, I don't know. Um, there's so much information in this reading that it's very hard to keep it all sorted out. So I'm doing my very best. Some of you claim, okay, you're all over the place. You're bound to hit something right. But, I'm sorry. That's not true. I mean, I am all over the place, but I'm specifically all over the place, okay? I'm specifically all over the place. And when those specific all over the place things actually take place, that's called a prediction, all right? Deal with it. Sorry, I'm getting a little upset here because I don't like some of the games people play. And like I said, I work really hard on these readings. And there's so much information. I'm just trying to dig it all up for you. All right. And the potential is here that any of this stuff can happen. When I say it, it's the potential, it's a prediction that it can happen, okay? And I read in layers. I don't just read one section pertaining to one person. It pertains to a lot of different things. So what applies in one place can apply in another place surrounding the cards. I'm just giving it to you all at once because it's like 10 different stories coming to me all at once. All right. I don't know why I'm getting so fired up, but I just see that someone is acting very seedy, dirty, corrupt, greedy. This applies to this act or this show that Pompeo and them are the president, and that they're all putting on. It's just dirty, it's corrupt, it's seedy, it's nasty, it's vile. They're trying to dirty up Obama, Biden, and Obama, right? Um, And that is the plan, and it's Putin's plan, right? It's all written and recorded. It's all being scripted, transcribed, all the proof you need. So this turkey thing, look, there's a turkey here. It's actually a peacock, but it looks like a turkey kind of today, right? Yeah, it does. So this turkey thing is payback, I feel. I feel like this is representing America, Fortuna, because of the red, white, and blue that I'm seeing today. And Eight of Cups is withdrawing from a situation, or moving on from a situation. America withdrawing or moving away from a situation. The whole thing with Turkey, the whole thing with Syria, and that's represents some sort of payback, Six of Pentacles, to this president, Erdogan, for something, maybe some pressure, some leverage, some persuasion that's upon Trump, who's dirty and who has this illicit background history involving porn stars and prostitutes and something having to do with Obama, probably the whole pissing on the bed story. There may be some credence to that because it's here. And exchanges of money and transfers of money and conditional money. All right. That's the leverage that's on Trump. I feel this was part of payback. You do this for me because I did this for you. With the Three of Pentacles, Pompeo is being watched, right? Like I said, this is a program people watch, like a TV show or a performance. I feel Pompeo is being watched by a lot of people, by a committee of people, being interviewed. Um, this is all past, present, past, present, having meetings, interviews, sit downs. But the Three of Pentacles can also represent witnesses, because they're watching, they're seeing this all happen. So so he's a witness. He's a witness, and there's someone else. There's three witnesses, three whistleblowers, right? Um, and Pompeo's a witness, and I think even Vice President Pence is a witness to these calls that took place. And there's more than one call. I feel like there may be some sort of announcement or presentation soon by Pompeo or by Pence, maybe. I don't know. I feel more Pompeo. I see a lot of creating and revising shit, um, going over timelines, preparing a consensus, an agreement, rehearsal amongst these parties to agree upon and to stay unified in their story, in their act. Hmm. Seems like when I'm not live streaming, I mean, I'm streaming live, but it's unlisted. There's no buffering. I'm not getting any buffering. Hmm. It's funny. I think that they know that eventually Sunland is going to have to talk, right? But they trust him to stick with the plan as written. Place some trust in him. I also see that they are trying to negotiate some information for themselves about the whistleblowers in order to agree to talk to Congress, making some sort of promises that they don't plan to keep. Before they will talk to Congress, you give me this and I'll give you that, okay? Now let's go on to the Congress area. We hope it could be stand for other energies. Um, Six of Pentacles and the Letterado. Six of Pentacles um, in this position is a challenge for Congress, is a challenge for the Ukraine president, the Kurds, Erdogan, all of them sharing this energy to get what it is that they want or that they need to get their payback, to get their just due for payment or services rendered in the past. Okay? Shared energy. For Congress, I feel this is saying they are receiving information from Pompeo and others involved, but in a skimpy fashion. In a skimpy fashion, it's not enough. And there's anger because it's incomplete or it's not enough. It's a challenge to make a deal and to get this information that is needed. But I also see them getting more information and help from three sources, from three witnesses that are shrouded in secrecy and want to remain in the shadows. They will offer their help, and it will be accepted by Congress, by Schiff. Three whistleblowers. They're giving a lot of great information about these calls and about money exchanges, money transfers, exchanges, payments, and deals to Congress to Schiff. This card can also represent, I mean, together, it feels also representing the energy of the Ukraine, the Kurds, Erdogan, all wanting to get what it is that they need and what they want, what they feel they deserve. It's a challenge for them. There is an attack at their back. As you can see, she's about to strike the Queen of Swords or the Lenamika, the female enemy, right? Sibylla is very gender specific. Sometimes, we all refer, I think it's a normal thing for the world in general to refer to countries and ships as females, right? Female energy, feminine energy. She's about to strike. Turkey's about to strike. This was laid yesterday, and we know that overnight that they did do some airstrikes and see the sword would stand for air energy. Usually, verbal strikes, gossip, slander, stand for all that still, but in this case, literally airstrikes. And we only know this because we are doing this in real time and everything is happening so fast. And so, thus, we all grow and learn about meanings that Sibylla can take on depending on the circumstance, right? I probably wouldn't have got this had I delivered this reading to you yesterday as I had planned. But live and learn, right? there's an attack at their back, right? Attack very close to them. Very soon I will strike. And like I said, I did this reading yesterday, and we know that the Turks took action over the Kurds as of last night. But it also represents maligning through lies and through slander and through rhetoric and verbal attacks upon the reputation of someone or something that has good standing, that has some form of integrity. And it can represent cyber and electronic attacks, online trolls, and the infamous witch hunt can all be represented by this card. And that is what this is all being labeled by this president. It's a witch hunt. Um, and that is what these witnesses who are defending Trump are agreeing to say. It's a witch hunt. They're still saying it's a witch hunt, but it's not a witch hunt. It's all very real. And like I said, it's all happening very fast. We're all watching it happen before our very eyes. Back to Literato, this can represent a congressman, Adam Schiff, can represent someone who knows and studies the law, a wise, learned scholar. Um, um, it has represented Obama for me in the past. Um, and so I always link Obama to it and his energy to it. In this case, I'm getting a feel of his second, Biden, as well as Vice President Pence as well. So this Literato, in terms of Congress, I feel maybe all the energies is showing a level of patience to follow procedures and rules, follow the letter to the law, follow the law to the letter. But there is anger by what is being said, what has been crafted, what has been presented, right? A lot of anger, what has been given, and it's challenging, and it's creating anger. Eight of Pentacles is the next in the row. It's clarified by the Landamica and the Dilaranti. So let me just show you this Eight of Pentacles closer. In this deck, it's someone who's writing something. It looks like they're writing something on their iPad or computer pad. Could be someone who works with computers, someone who writes. Eight of Pentacles is supposed to be representing Gordon Sondland in this reading originally, as I had planned for it to go. This card can mean, in general, a willingness to work hard on the job. So he wanted to work with Congress. A willingness to work hard on a job, work hard on a relationship, to work hard within a situation. For me, I always go straight to it, meaning writing a book, a report, a journal, an article, a memo, or a letter. And in this deck, it can represent computer use, a computer user, server, anything that has to do with electronic data. And doing a job, carrying it out with skill and meticulousness, right? And we've got online trolls here. We've got foreign enemies. Swords can represent foreigners. Hacking into our computer system. This is all past, present. It's happening now. It happened in the past. It's happening now. They're going along with it. Landamica can represent, like we know now, an airstrike, gossip, slander against another, to malign their name, to ruin or to destroy them and their reputation. It's about attack. It's usually someone attacking you who's supposed to be your friend, who turns out to not be your friend. And we know Erdogan, and we know that Putin, they're not Trump's friends. But he's putting trust in them, but they're the ones carrying out this attack. As of yesterday, when I read this first, I said to myself, I believe Turkey is probably going to strike very soon, before I could even present this to you. But I feel that Trump was even surprised by this. I feel like although he gave them the go ahead, he gave them the green light. I still think he was surprised. I think that this move was quicker than he expected because there is a sense of betrayal in some of the lower cards. There's Three of Swords exists in this column going down further. So there's some betrayal in this action. And this is backstabbing energy as well. So for Sunland, I think he wants, like I said, he wants to work with, that's the story, he wants to work with Congress, right? But he's just going to lie. The Queen of Swords, she tells malicious lies and slander. She spreads gossip and conspiracy theories here being spread. All this to support the witch hunt scenario. That's all what the Sunland would bring and will bring, I feel. Sunland will spill some information, however, maybe that is harmful and that will harm him more than he expects. Like it says, the situation gets worse for him. And I see him filled with regrets and sorrow for what he said or for words in print. This is also um, shared energy with Trump and with the Kurds. And it's very conflicting to describe, but I see sorrow and regrets. I see disgrace and shame. Someone is being called upon or protested um, by others and asked or called upon angrily to resign, to step down. And someone does resign. There is a woman here, right? And that could be, I forget, Bogdanovich, I forget her name. Gavanov, I don't know her name. So there's a woman here who will cause harm to Trump with her words. She may have to resign or will resign, and feel that her words will cause real harm to Trump and to Pompeo. They will attack and slander her as partisan and with words said to threaten and to intimidate in tweets and in trolling online, right? Um, so I do see someone does resign, and it could even be Sunland, maybe, but it could be between Sunland or this woman, maybe both. I can't tell you for sure. I'm just telling you the energy around the cards. But on another level, I see the Kurds filled with resignation of their fate, right? There's panic here. De Laurenti talks about mob, panic, crazy energy. It's getting out of hand, needs to get back into control. And it's a lot of people acting like this, behaving like this, under sway of someone's words or some action that's taking place. They're just in the moment, right? So it's a panic card. There's panic first, and then there's resignation to their fate. And it's a real shame. It's a disgrace. Um, and there's going to be a lot of bloodshed. Hatred towards a people. See, she's attacking with words, with rhetoric. And this is white supremacy. This is prejudice. Um, a sense of superiority that's over the top. So there's a lot of hatred towards a people and killing them. This is a card of murder. This is a card of I think I just buffered, and I was just saying that I did see suicide in this reading, but I feel it's more like suicide. Sorry, I thought I was buffering there again. I'm about to cut this into part two. Let's give it about another 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then we'll cut into part two. Um, and it's a real shame, right? It's a massacre, and there's a lot of blame. There's a lot of blame. Let me try and turn my camera. Okay. There's a lot of blame um, being put upon our government as a result of this. Protests as well about protests as well. Turkish leader coming to visit our country after this massacre. Are you fucking kidding me? But um, Erdogan and Trump make no apologies. This is a card of no apologies. They make no apologies. They take no responsibility for loss of life, for abandoning our friends who have supported us in the past against ISIS. Friends support you in the past against ISIS. Ay, ay, ay. It's going to take decades, literally decades, uh, uh, for our allies, our friends, for the world to forgive us um, for abandoning them. Because it says, it speaks volumes about what we'll offer our other allies in the future. So it's going to take years, maybe decades, to repair and improve our reputation if we can get the poison out of America now. Um, Otherwise, I think it's probably too late. And it's heartbreaking what we've become, where we're at. Heartbreaking. So that's the end of part two. I'm sorry, that's the end of part one, and I'm going to um, start a new video and do part two. But part two is only going to be available on my Patreon, so please join me there. There's a link in my description box, or you can donate $5 or more. There's a donate button on my homepage to Soulight Hypnotherapy, and put in the memo box of your PayPal payment donation of payment that you would like the part two of this video. Okay, and I'll be happy to send you that as a thank you gift for your support. Thank you. Blessings. Bye.